Hello, sports fans, and happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of the Ocean Star Sports Show. I'm your host, sports reporter, Dominic Polio. It's a little bit of a bittersweet show tonight as I have Point Borough football in their final game of the fall season. First round state playoffs. Good news is it was a great game, exciting, and Borough pushed as hard as they could until the very end. So, stick around and check out the highlight. I'll catch up with you after it's done. It was an exciting 4 versus 5 matchup Friday when the 4-seeded Panthers hosted the Bernards Mountaineers in the first round of the Central Jersey Group 2 state playoffs. The Point Borough fans were out in a full show of support, but after a wild first half, it was one second-half touchdown that pushed the Mountaineers on to the next round of the state playoffs. Bernards got off to a hot start, scoring the first touchdown of the game on the third play from scrimmage. Matt Tantliff finds a big hole and goes the distance for the 72-yard score. Then, after a Borough 3-and-out, it's Tantliff again, this time from 32 yards out. Jonah Walsh hit both extra points to give Bernards the early 14-0 lead, but like I said, this was a wild first half of football, and here come the Panthers. James Farah with a nice run here, and Tanner Gordon caps a Borough drive with a patient 18-yard run to the pylon. Nate Chiarello hits the kick, and Borough cut the deficit in half with seconds left in the first quarter. Borough carried the momentum to the second quarter, and it was quarterback James Farah who busted open a 58-yard touchdown run. Unfortunately, the Panthers' extra point attempt goes wide left, and the team was down 1. But it didn't last long. Q Gordon, who fights for a big gain all the way down to the 6-yard line. Then, tag in Farah, and here's a 6-yard score for the QB to give Borough its first lead. The Mountaineers answered with their next possession, though, opting for a long ball through the air and up the left sideline. Kurt Goulden reels it in, goes the distance. After a successful extra point, it was a 1-point game. The Panthers came up with another lead change, and for the third time, it was Farah from a yard out. Chiarello hit the kick, and it looked like Borough would go into the half with a 27-21 lead. Bernards had a different plan, though, and Walsh answered with a 38-yard field goal to keep the contest close at halftime. The second half was slower in terms of scoring as Bernards was the only team to pick up points. In the third quarter, Mark Murphy busted open a 56-yard touchdown run. Walsh followed it up with the extra point to put the Mountaineers on top for good, 31-27. Borough had an opportunity in the fourth quarter for a score, but was stopped on 4th and goal from the 1. Then, the Panthers' defense stepped up, forcing and recovering a fumble. Aiden Connolly comes out with the ball, but the referees needed to be sure before making the final call. In the end, it's Borough ball with one last shot to take the lead, but Bernard's defense was not giving up the win, and on another 4th down, Borough was stopped short, closing out the 31-27 loss at home. Football can be a cruel game, and sometimes the ball just does not land where you need it to. A couple of 4th down conversions here, a couple of defensive stops there, and Borough probably would have been playing tonight in the next round of the state playoffs. The good news is that Point Beach picked up a win over Florence last week and hosts Keyport tonight. And I will be there for that game, which means it will be in next week's Ocean Star Sports Show. So, that's all I got for this week. One highlight, one and done. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the show. Again, a packed sports section full of things outside of football. Got some season reviews and Point Borough Cross Country, who is killing it. And they are getting ready for the Meet of Champions tomorrow. So read those stories in the paper. Got a couple of commits to play at the collegiate level. It's a lot of good stuff. Give it a nice read. You can follow me on Twitter at Dom Polio. I've got updates for you. I'll be at the Meet of Champions tomorrow, and I will update you guys on Beach's football game tonight. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the show. I know it's dwindling down to the end of the fall season. All that means is the winter season is upon us. So, closing out today, signing off for Star News Group, I'm Dominic Polio, wishing you guys a happy weekend.